Hey everybody, this is Retrokid Reviews doing a quick Toku review of Power Rangers Unworthy Episode 3. Also, Rules of the Road, I have completely lost a little bit of my mind with my smartphone because, again, I do not want to put this on my camera because I don't want to jinx any at all recordings going forward because I probably need new memory cards pretty soon. That being said, what did I think of this episode? It is really cool, really awesome, and more to the point, has a bit of a new original Ranger. More all of that in a minute. For those who are new to the channel, I am very small, so I don't have sponsorships or anything like that yet, because I'm hovering at 250 subs. No, not going to happen. However, there is a bit of a corrections I may have done a little bit off when it comes to last episode. So card to that in case anyone wants to see anything, and there will be spoilers going forward for Unworthy Episode 3. So for corrections, I think AJ Kick 101 herself, her header on Instagram, Angela herself, is not in this episode due to the grounds that she's no longer with Unworthy. I got that through her. Just like, you know, I DM'd and she cleared that up. Last episode, I reviewed this. I got cleared up by Jenna, who plays this show's Kim, that they're no longer associated with Common Ramen. I want to get that clear from the start, because I kind of missed that last time. I had to leave that in the description of that video. So, not only that, and I think their Adam is going back to Common Ramen for not only for future fight stuff they're going to do with their Power Rangers fighting film, but they also are going to have, I think, Hiroji, that's him, I think he's going to try to do his own channel again, and being the trainer for Angela for her first fight ever. She was mostly a martial artist, meaning she was doing a lot of points and stuff like that for judges. That was her fight. That was her martial arts career throughout her life. A link to her and Hiroji's Instagrams for more details on when her first fight is. I highly recommend just seeing their Instagrams in general for the journey getting to the fight and her training. So far, looking so good. And hope for the best. So, all those stuff I got to cover out of the way. Let's get to the actual episode itself. Starting off with all the fallout that basically happened in the last two episodes. Their Tommy's officially dead. Kim took the Dragon Shield mantle. And they have, like I said, a new original Ranger with not just a Beast Morpher, but a Chrono Morpher too. Yeah, I'm a huge Time Force fan, and yeah, I definitely need a Chrono Morpher for this one. Their original Ranger for this time around is the Chrono Ranger. I think he's kind of got like a Hyperforce kind of timeline where he was also trained by Jen, aka that team's Pink Ranger, aka the real leader of the team for both, not just that, and Time Ranger. More on that in Sentai whenever that turns, I don't know, 30 or 20 in this case. So that being said, speaking of 20s, I just want to do a quick Kuga-style henshin. Or thumbs up, because that just turned 20 as of yesterday of this recording. So, Kuga thumbs up for that. So yeah, most of the episode is more or less a lot of crossover with other Power Rangers fan film channels that are happening. One in particular that I liked was the Chris Kattan. Sorry, I'm trying not to say Chris Kattan from SNL. It's Chris Katana. Link to his channel. He has a really good Sentai, I think, original Green Ranger that got his ass handed by the Arbiter during his montage of him turning into, from the first ever Red Ranger, realizing he needs to be a lot darker, he needs to be a lot, the only one in the game because everyone's like gods among men kind of stuff. Basically, BVS kind of like storytelling was simmered down a bit. I'm not going to do every single kind of funny in review for DCEU. Cards to their previous review, all 3 hours of that. I'll only do highlights of just the podcast in general as the real Red Hood. For new subscribers, that's a DC-related character I'm playing. More on that next time. So, Toku-wise, let's get back in action with this. The Chrono Ranger has an amalgamation of weapons from the past. I think it was their attempt at making like a fan film version of Aqua Red from the Sentai, who also has an amalgamation of powers from past Red Rangers, and I think currently in the Boom comics, the Emissary Ranger. I could be getting the name wrong. He's basically an Elder God kind of Ranger, one of 3, now down to 1 because of Shattered Grid being over and done with. He transforms to every like Blue Ranger ever with past weapons and stuff, and is generally a mentor for the Omega Rangers, who are just basically everyone who left Mighty Morphin in between seasons 1 and 2. So for those who don't know, that's Jason, Zach, and Trini. Speaking of Trini, getting the power coin, the actress that's playing this fan film's version of Trini killed it as usual. A lot of comments in her Instagram were saying that she is a worthy successor to Theory Trang, and a noble legacy that she's leaving behind. And honestly, it's a good positive message that I'm going to be with 100%, because she definitely nails it. She's definitely I think a spiritual successor to Theory Train. I don't speak for herself or for anyone who's in the Train family who's of their estate, but I will say she's up there, and her playing off of Billy, getting each other back together after a fight like that is pretty cool. Like, everyone's doubting themselves on their back half of the episode. For Kim and Eric, who plays the show's Rocky, yeah, they both needed to move with each other, get back their worthiness for not just Kim getting Dragon Zord powers and the shield, which Jenna really loved showing off on her Instagram. I think on the Unworthy Instagram, I'll put that also in the description. A lot of Instagram quotes for a lot of good reasons. I think she did the epic sax guy bit behind the scenes wise. Very funny. I'll get the behind the scenes at the end of the video. So yeah, Chrono Ranger basically lays out not Dragon, Arbiter is basically Dragon level crazy, if not more so. You guys gotta train a lot better than that. It's a lot of them fighting themselves again. I think Washi, who's mostly story producer for Unworthy and the voice of Arbiter himself, said they wanted to make this kind of like in TMNT, the 1990 movie, where the Turtles are out in the forest for a bit, wanted to have a reconnection and getting their mindsets back and getting ready for the fight going ahead. That is probably the same case here, and I could definitely tell by the end of the episode. Meanwhile, on the Arbiter origin story side, he basically destroys his Zordon, his Alpha, similar to Draken, but not by much. He's more powerful than Draken, so if there was ever other worlds that has Tommies that turn into Draken, immediately TKOs them immensely. And that's where a lot of the multitude of fan film Power Ranger channels converged in this episode. Two in particular I want to highlight. I'm not going to know everybody by hand, but everyone who did their characters, good on you. You did badass cosplay, especially for anyone who was doing their own version of MMPR teams. You did a great job there too, especially the ones that were trying to fuse Jason and Zero Ranger Power Gold Jason together for their OC cosplays. Great stuff there. I would love to see it in a Boom comic, honestly. More of that another time. So the two I'm referencing, like I said earlier, the Chris Candana, I could be getting the name wrong, card to his channel there. He did a great original OC Green Ranger who fell to Arbiter, and the Omega Ranger from SPD also fell to Arbiter. And for those who want to see his fan film, Shattered Past, link there. They only have a preview episode so far. I don't know if they have a campaign going on to get more episodes going. If there is, I'll leave a link in the description down below as well. It was a great little episode they got going there too. It was just him and Saba going through out the timeline throughout Power Ranger at that point to basically nab some weapons before Draken gets them, kind of deal. And vice versa for the Chrono Ranger is probably the same MO too. I know about Logan's Instagram that I'm borrowing off of to see the costume in full. I don't know who's voicing him, so please contact Washi or Logan on their Instagram to see who's voicing him, because he himself also did a not bad job too. I think at the start of the episode he started using a full-on Mighty Morphin cannon attack, and I think other past weapons. I could be wrong in the fight that he also might have used not only a Mighty Morphin Power Sword, but I think some post Mighty Morphin weapons. I don't know which one offhand, so please let me know in the comments which one he used. Overall, for the episode itself, a lot of tight action, a lot of good self-reflection for the team that lost two of their core members. Getting back into being worthy for not just, in Kim's case, to be the new Dragon Ranger, but in Rocky's case, to be worthy again for Jason's Power Sword, because I think the big subplot there on that Rocky's end is that he was trying to have the Power Sword recognize him as the new Red Ranger and not just Jason. So for Eric, that's a lot of good acting credit right there. Like I also said in the last episode that I reviewed, Trini's actress is a upcoming actress herself. Her not her Instagram, but her personal channel will be down below to show more of her work and see how far she'll go. It's a nice growing career going ahead, and I cannot wait for it. Overall for this episode, and me saying the same lines to death for about 4 or 6 times, it's an instant 10. Keep in mind this is still a fan film series, so please support the channel, their channel, and most of the Instagrams I'm going to leave down below. It's worth your time. The video itself is currently tracking at 340k subs. The first episode they released broke about 690, almost 700,000 views. Sub-wise, they're pretty high up there. They're about like 40 plus K on subs. A lot more love, and if you give these guys more love, support, they'll probably have better high production values going forward for episode 4 and beyond. I think the plan for Unworthy Productions, as of this recording still, is that they want to branch out of Power Rangers. They want to do DC-related content, other fan films, not just Power Ranger content. I think Washi would love to do some Kamen Rider fan films. I myself would love to watch, honestly. And more importantly, if he wants to do any 01 or any other Kamen Rider-related fan films, I'll probably line up to see and probably review. So, that all being said, I highly recommend the fan film. I highly recommend the fan film series. I highly recommend the channel in general. They crushed it again, nonetheless, and finally done reviewing this. Like I said, it is a journey for this smartphone to get to it. A lot of takes come into it, so fortunately I deleted them because my cell plan's kind of crap. Sorry to say, so no montage there, guys. You guys want to see some bloopers. So, that being said, Legacy Morpher here to see my previous video, which was my Nerf collection so far. Beast Morpher, Morpher here to sub to the channel. Hit the notification bell down below and in the description to see future content related to not only Unworthy but Toku around, because I hope next time I will be going headfirst into updating on where I am with 01 and Real Soldier. Also, since we're talking Real Soldier, talk of the town is that might be another Power Rangers adaptation after Beast Morphers, so a little too soon. I wouldn't mind Zoojer, or like I said religiously throughout any of these talks of new adaptations, Lupin v. Pad, that I really feel would sell immensely here in the States. That's just me. But that all being said, take care, subscribe. I'm Retrokid, Retrokid Reviews. Drained in a pretty much a good way for not just my channel going forward, bringing back Toku content for 2020, but for expansion, and very, very much congratulations to Unworthy Productions for killing it at yet another fan film that needs to be recognized. That being all said, take care, subscribe, and when the hell is the next episode of Unworthy?